Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're joining me today as we dive into a topic that often sparks confusion: sociopathy and psychopathy. Two terms that are frequently used interchangeably, but in reality, they represent two distinct, albeit related, personality disorders. So, what's the difference? What makes someone a sociopath versus a psychopath? And how can we tell them apart? Well, that's what we're going to explore in this video, with some insights from psychology studies, and I'll also give you some practical ways to manage these characteristics if you or someone you know struggles with them. So, let's get started. Introduction to sociopathy and psychopathy. Sociopathy and psychopathy are often misunderstood terms, and because they both fall under the broader category of Antisocial Personality Disorder, ASPD, it's easy to think they're the same. In fact, both involve patterns of disregard for the rights of others, impulsivity, and manipulation, but there are key differences in how they manifest. Now, let's get into the definitions. Psychopathy is considered more innate, rooted in genetics or brain structure differences. Psychopaths tend to be cold, calculating, and often have the ability to blend into society without raising suspicion. Sociopathy, on the other hand, is typically seen as the result of environmental factors, like childhood trauma or negative experiences. Sociopaths are more likely to be impulsive, emotional, and prone to outbursts, which makes them more recognizable. Key differences between sociopathy and psychopathy. Alright, let's break down some of the key differences between sociopathy and psychopathy. These include their origins, behaviors, and tendencies. Origins: nature versus nurture. Psychopathy is often thought to have a biological basis. Researchers like Dr. Robert Hare, a leading psychologist in the study of psychopathy, argue that there are brain structure differences in psychopaths, particularly in the amygdala, which is involved in emotional processing, and the prefrontal cortex, which controls impulsivity and decision-making. Studies suggest that psychopaths may have reduced activity in these areas, making it difficult for them to experience emotions like guilt, fear, or empathy. Sociopathy, however, is typically considered to stem from environmental factors, such as abuse, neglect, or trauma during childhood. A person may develop sociopathic traits as a way of coping with these negative experiences. Unlike psychopaths, sociopaths may have some capacity for emotional attachment, though it's often unstable and limited to certain people or situations. Behavior patterns: calm versus chaotic. Psychopaths are often calm, controlled, and methodical. They tend to be charming and manipulative, which is why they can often blend in well with society. They don't usually show overt signs of aggression unless it serves their purpose. Think of them as the smooth-talking, manipulative person who can appear to be a normal member of society while secretly engaging in harmful or criminal behaviors. Their behavior is often planned and cold-blooded. Sociopaths tend to be more impulsive and erratic. They have a harder time controlling their emotions and behaviors. Sociopaths are prone to aggressive outbursts, and they often act without thinking of the consequences. They might lash out when frustrated or challenged and struggle to maintain long-term relationships or jobs. While a psychopath might be able to work a high-paying job without anyone suspecting their true nature, a sociopath might get caught more easily due to their inability to control impulses. Emotional connection: cold versus hot. Psychopaths have a lack of empathy and an inability to form genuine emotional connections. They may appear charming and even affectionate at times, but these feelings are usually manipulative and serve a personal gain. They don't understand or value the emotional experiences of others, and they are often described as having a cold demeanor. Sociopaths, while still lacking empathy, may have a stronger capacity for emotional attachment to certain people or groups. This attachment is often erratic and unstable, but it can create intense loyalty or anger when their relationships are threatened. For instance, a sociopath may be very loyal to a particular family member or friend, but this loyalty could turn to anger or violence if they feel betrayed. Sociopathy versus psychopathy in everyday life. So, how do these differences play out in real life? Let's take a closer look at how sociopaths and psychopaths behave in everyday situations. In relationships, psychopaths tend to be excellent at hiding their true selves. They might start a relationship with charm and charisma, creating an illusion of a perfect partner. However, as the relationship progresses, the lack of genuine emotion becomes apparent, and they might manipulate or exploit the other person for personal gain. Psychopaths might use relationships to control or dominate their partner without showing any remorse. Sociopaths, however, may struggle with relationships due to their impulsivity and erratic behavior. They might form intense, short-lived connections with people, but their outbursts or inability to control their anger can make these relationships unstable. They may also be prone to using people for selfish reasons but struggle more to maintain those connections. In the workplace, psychopaths in the workplace can be incredibly successful, often because they are so skilled at hiding their true intentions. Their ability to manipulate others, deceive, and remain calm under pressure can make them effective leaders or high-level employees. They may thrive in competitive environments where they can climb the corporate ladder without showing any signs of guilt or remorse. Sociopaths in the workplace tend to struggle with maintaining professional relationships and following social norms. Their impulsivity and emotional instability can make them seem unpredictable, which can lead to conflicts with coworkers or bosses. They may be more prone to quitting jobs or being fired due to their inability to conform to expectations. In criminal behavior, psychopaths may engage in criminal activity with a high degree of planning, precision, and a lack of remorse. Their crimes are often calculated, and they might be able to cover their tracks effectively. They're typically not motivated by emotional factors, but rather by the desire for personal gain or control. Sociopaths are more likely to act impulsively and without regard for the consequences of their actions. While they may still engage in criminal behavior, their crimes are often the result of emotional outbursts or anger. They are less able to hide their tracks and may get caught more easily than psychopaths. How do we manage sociopathy and psychopathy? Managing traits associated with sociopathy and psychopathy can be challenging, especially when these behaviors disrupt relationships, work, and personal well-being. If you or someone you know exhibits traits of sociopathy or psychopathy, it's important to understand that treatment is possible, though it requires professional intervention. Therapy and counseling. While sociopathy and psychopathy can be difficult to treat, therapy is often a key component of managing these behaviors. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is one common approach that can help individuals recognize harmful patterns and develop better coping strategies. For sociopaths, who might have experienced trauma in childhood, trauma-focused therapy can help address the root causes of their emotional instability. Building emotional intelligence. One of the most important ways to manage these traits is by building emotional intelligence. Psychopaths and sociopaths often struggle with empathy, but it's possible to increase awareness of others' emotions through education and practice. Learning to identify and understand the emotions of others can be a step toward improving relationships. Support system. Having a strong support system is crucial for individuals dealing with sociopathy or psychopathy. Family members, friends, and professionals can provide necessary support and hold individuals accountable for their actions. Conclusion. So, there you have it. A breakdown of the key differences between sociopathy and psychopathy. While they share similarities, such as a lack of empathy and disregard for social norms, they differ in terms of origins, behavior, and emotional responses. Understanding these differences can not only help in identifying these traits but also in managing them through professional help and support systems. If you found this video helpful or insightful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. If you'd like to dive deeper into any of these topics or have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching and take care.